Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating contradiction that is literally unfolding right in front of us. On one hand, you've got these trillion-dollar post-scarcity promises of artificial intelligence coming from the world's biggest tech billionaires. But on the other hand, we're looking at the stark reality of today's workforce, which is honestly undergoing a massive silent rebellion. It's this wild collision between a utopian tomorrow and a very disillusioned today. So let's just get right into it. Okay. Imagine a salesperson enthusiastically selling you a premium umbrella, right? But at the exact same time, they're confidently predicting that it is literally never going to rain ever again. You gotta ask yourself, would you actually buy that umbrella? Or would you start, questioning their weather forecast? Well, that is the exact paradox we're seeing right now from the world's richest person.
To understand all this, here is our agenda for today. 1. AI and the money myth. 2. The Silicon Valley paradox. 3. Enter the effort recession. And 4. What AI cannot manufacture.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, AI and the money myth. So Elon Musk recently made this incredibly bold claim. He's predicting that in just 10 years, AI and robotics are going to be so insanely productive that they'll create more goods and services than we could ever possibly consume. He literally asked, if AI can provide everything, then what exactly would you need money for? It's a gorgeous vision, right? A world with zero scarcity. Robots do all the heavy lifting and we just get to enjoy life. It's basically Star Trek, but, with much better Wi-Fi. But economists have a really interesting reality check for this utopian dream. Because think about it. Sure, imagine robots building cars for absolutely free on an assembly line. That's fantastic. But can those same robots magically just manifest another Himalayan valley? Can they build extra seats at Harvard? Can they somehow generate a 25th hour in Taylor Swift's day? Absolutely not. See, while technology definitely changes prices, it doesn't just abolish the value of inherently limited resources. The internet made information super abundant, sure, but education, still not free. Streaming made entertainment abundant, but movie stars are obviously still millionaires. You simply cannot ask ChatGPT to manufacture another Monaco. Which brings us to Section 2, the Silicon Valley paradox. And this is where things get a little bit awkward. Because as former IMF Deputy Managing Director Geeta Gopinath pointed out, if money truly isn't going to matter by 2036, maybe Musk won't even have $1 trillion left to donate. I mean, while predicting the absolute death of money, Musk is simultaneously building a massive business around it today. Through his everything app vision, he's actively rolling out X Money. We're talking instant transfers, peer-to-peer payments, even exclusive metal debit cards for premium subscribers. It's kind of funny, right? Money supposedly won't matter in a decade, but until then, please make sure to subscribe, verify your ID, and go ahead and link that bank account. This whole situation just brilliantly illustrates the classic Silicon Valley playbook. Step 1, sell tomorrow's disruption. Step 2, monetize the transition today. And Step 3, own both the problem and the solution. We see this everywhere. AI companies promise a future where work is optional while ruthlessly fighting for enterprise contracts right now. Amazon talks up warehouse robots while using the old economy to deliver billions of packages. The strategy is super clear. Even the end of money, well, it turns out that needs a really solid business model too. Now let's pivot to Section 3. Enter the effort recession. Okay, so a massive workplace culture study across more than 20 industries just revealed something wild. A staggering 63% of organizations report that their employees are simply no longer willing to put in discretionary effort. Now, they haven't stopped working. They're still showing up, hitting deadlines, delivering the goods, but what they have absolutely stopped doing is donating their extra effort. To really grasp what's happening here, we have to define discretionary effort. This is all that invisible labor that is nowhere in your actual employment contract. It's volunteering for that project nobody wants. It's constantly covering for a colleague who mysteriously gets a headache every single Friday. Or, it's answering urgent work emails from the bottom of Niagara Falls when you're supposed to be on vacation. For decades, companies have built empires on this unwritten contract, this idea that if you go above and beyond, it'll all pay off someday. But that reserve of unpaid goodwill is actively shrinking. And make no mistake, the data shows this isn't just a fad. It's a massive structural change, driven heavily by Gen Z. Take corporate India as a prime example of this global shift. Gen Z's share of that workforce has astonishingly doubled from 13% to 26% just since 2023. They are literally rewriting the rules of ambition in real time, and employers worldwide are quickly waking up to the fact that free snacks and ping pong tables just can't buy deep commitment anymore. So why exactly have they stopped going the extra mile? Well, think about it from their perspective. Gen Z entered the job market and immediately got hit with a global pandemic that turned work completely upside down. Since then, they've dealt with skyrocketing living costs, plus this intense looming uncertainty of AI potentially taking their jobs. They've watched super loyal veteran employees get unceremoniously laid off. And to top it all off, they hear tech elites treating human labor like it's just numbers on a spreadsheet. Like, when you hear suggestions that AI could thrive if only human water consumption went down, yeah, it's a completely logical reaction to become highly transactional with your labor. Employees are now measuring the return on every single extra hour they give. They want meaningful work, flexible conditions, and real transparency, and they are not willing to sacrifice their boundaries to get it.
So how do organizations adapt? Let's look at Section 4. What AI cannot manufacture?
Right now, corporate culture is dealing with a massive shockwave. Reports show that nearly half of chief human resource officers admit they still don't really understand what actually motivates Gen Z. Think about how crazy that is for a second. The exact people in charge of managing the workforce are openly admitting they are basically flying blind with the very generation that is rapidly taking it over. But the solution, while incredibly hard to fake, is actually pretty simple. The data is crystal clear here. The ultimate unautomatable fix is genuine, high-trust leadership. When employees actually trust their leaders, the metrics just explode. We're talking massive spikes compared to low-trust organizations, a 47% increase in productivity, a 56% boost in agility, 34% more innovation, and a 52% jump in customer appreciation. Organizations led by people who actually inspire trust consistently crush it when it comes to recruitment, retention, and, crucially, that precious discretionary effort. You know, for decades, companies treated raw productivity as their ultimate competitive advantage. But today, AI is making baseline productivity cheaper and easier than it has ever been in human history. But here is what AI absolutely cannot manufacture: human commitment. An algorithm cannot convince a person to genuinely care. People don't go the extra mile for a corporate logo or some generic mission statement plastered on a break room wall. They go the extra mile for leaders they truly believe in. This effort recession isn't about people just being lazy. It's about employees asking companies to give them a genuine reason to do more. So, as we look at these billionaires trying to build this post-scarcity future and the young professionals who are actually going to inherit it, we're left with one really critical question. If the days of giving away our extra effort for free are totally obsolete, and AI is already automating the baseline of our jobs, what will it truly take for tomorrow's companies to earn back our trust? It is absolutely something every leader needs to be thinking about. Thanks so much for giving me for this explainer. I hope it sparks some curiosity, and I will catch you in the next one.